we are going to continue the 16 dreams of King Kosala. So we discussed about number 1 to number 4 dreams. Now we're going to talk about the number 5 dreams. Okay, William, read this for us loud.
Either side of its head, being fed on both sides at once. It was eating greedily.
So this is a weird dream, right? So the king saw a dream with a horse which had 2 heads, and both heads were eaten and eaten greedily, right? So what do you think the problem is? People will be greedy.
People will load into stock markets more, and then inflation will happen. And then stock prices will happen. And then
Sure.
Some mutations in the new.
Okay. So let's look at, so Yeti said in Greek mythology or Egyptian mythology, there are two, there's a god with the 2 faces, right? But here, this is a little different. So let's look at it. Okay, Yeti, read that then. Read loud. Okay, so is it happening today? Yes, big time, right? So of course, during the time of Buddha, those did not exist, right? So bribery, usually, if I am the judge and if I have 2 people, okay, if I take bribery from one guy, okay, then I'll favor him. And if I don't get any bribery from the other guy, I will not favor him. But those things existed during the time of Buddha too, right? But not like this. I'm taking bribery from both. I'm taking bribery from Tat. I'm taking bribery from Uu, right? I pocket both. Then what do? I let them fight, right? I'm the judge, right? They have their own lawyer and tell their lawyers, well, you know, the truth will win, right? So that's why, that's the meaning of horse has 2 heads, eating greedily. So during the time of Buddha, those are never thought of, right? So how could that be? How can you get bribes from both sides? Bribes are supposed to be only from one side, right? But today, these are not uncommon. Happens all the time, right? Yes, we're lucky it does not happen as much in this country, but does it happen in other countries? Yeah, Burma, India, you name it, right? So let's look at it. Corruption perception index. This is a few years old. Okay, no, about a decade old. Okay, but this is the one on the right. Actually, is fairly recent. So if you, that's the 2019 data. Okay, of the least corrupt country in the world and the most corrupt country in the world. So where are we at? We are 23rd. Okay, so basically we are doing okay, but we're not that great. So look at the best one: New Zealand, Denmark, Finland, Sweden. These are where are these countries? Most of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all are European countries. Okay, then followed by Singapore is one of the Southeast Asian country, close to Burma. Then followed back by Norway and Netherlands and Luxembourg and Germany. These are all European country, Iceland, then followed by Canada, followed by UK, Australia, Austria, Hong Kong. Maybe not anymore. Why? What's the problem with Hong Kong now? China took back, right? Before it was good, but probably this data will change. Hong Kong is taken back by China. It used to be, not anymore. Now under China. Belgium, Ireland, Estonia. What is Estonia? Japan, Uruguay, UAE, France. Then only after that we follow United States. Bhutan, very beautiful country. I want to go there. Chile, Taiwan. Okay, so there are very few Asian countries. Now look at the worst country here. Okay, so look at Angola, Bangladesh. Okay, and so on. Now the word Burma is not here because we don't have the data, not because Burma is good. If you actually look at 2010 data here, it's horrible. Look at how red it is. Look at China. Look at those countries all over Burma, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, China, all red. So that means horrible. Okay, so the corruption in certain countries are really, really bad. Okay, we're still very lucky. How many countries are there all over the world? Huh? Out of that, we are 23rd. So not bad, right? So, but imagine if you live in one of these countries, including Burma, your life will be horrible, right? You may be doing the right thing, but if you ever end up in a lawsuit, the judge is not going to do a good job. The judge is going to take money from both sides. Well, unfortunately, over there in Burma, there's no jury system. It's up to the judge. Well, there are certain things very good about this country. So that's why even a lot of United States, a lot of people will go retire in these, excuse me, European country. One of the factors is because of that. Okay, so that's what the meaning of the horse with the two heads. Okay, the corruption. Get it from both sides. So that way, later down the line, if you need to choose which country to go, whether, oh, hey, I want to go get a job outside of United States, you might want to choose, you know what, I'm going to go to Angola and make a lot of money, but you could be in trouble, right? I'm going to go to Bangladesh. I'm going to go to Burma. Be careful, right? Or if you want to go to this least corrupt country, or do you want to go to most corrupt country? Your choice. All right, now we're going to go to the sixth dream. All right. Kevin, read that, please. Okay, so this dream is also weird, right? So you have a golden bowl. What would you do with that golden bowl if you have one? You might sell it, you might save it, you might offer food to Buddha or the God that you believe in, whatever. You will do the secret thing, right? Would you let an animal pee in it? No, right? So that's a weird dream. How would you interpret that if you get such a dream? That's weird, right? Sometimes dreams are weird if you ever recall, right? Some of you may not recall your dream, but some of you might recall your dream. Oh, that's weird. What's that? You know, I was in a tornado and I fell through it. Right? So what does it mean? Can you guess? Good try, Wayne. People will put expensive things to bad use. Not quite. So you could be able to guess with this picture, but let's read though. All right. Kathleen, read this loud. Okay, so in the remote future, well, the Buddha said, King, that's not going to happen today during your time or my time. But in the remote future, the corrupt rulers, even though they are from nobility, misthreaten the sons of their nobles, give priority to the lowest born in the country, thus reducing the noble heritage to rubble and lifting up the lowborn. Surprisingly, the ruined nobles will give their daughters in marriage to this air-bred new rich to survive, which is like the old fox urinating into the golden bowl. Can you think something similar happening today? So for example, just because I want to be rich, I know a guy down the street, he is selling drugs, but he's a billionaire. I will give yeti to that drug lord just because I want money. Do you think that happened today? It does happen today. You think you won't do that? You better not, right? So, but that's what happened today. People, just because they want power or money, they will give their kids, whether that may be their daughter or their son to those filthy, dirty, rich people, right? So what's that? Dirty money, right? It's just dirty money. So yeah, so the so why do Americans marry? Do you know? Did you guys ever thought about that? Do Americans marry because of love or because of money? Why would you marry? To make life easier? Because you're lazy to cook? Because you love the person? So do you know what she is wearing here? These are all diamonds. I don't know how much it's worth. This is one of the daughter of the Burmese general, the famous Burmese general. Okay, her daughter. So now there are rumors or news that all these diamonds got it by killing the owners. Okay, but that's a true story though. That's the daughter of the general. This is General Nawan's daughter. Okay, that's General Tanshan's daughter. The guy is also from military. I don't know the name. I don't know. So let's look at America because you live in the United States. So I'm fairly sure you're not going to go to Burma and find your partner for life. Maybe you do, but chances of that you will get married in here. So let's look at why Americans marry. Americans. All right, William, read that for me. Americans. So this is the collection of the data, asking question about what percentage saying each of the following is blank for a man or woman to live a fulfilling life. So this color is essential. This color is important but not essential. This color is not important. So in United States, majority of the men say, hey, why do you marry? Is getting married important? Men said, 16% of the men said, yes, it is essential. 54 said, it's important, but not essential. I can go without it. 29, why do I even bother, right? Whereas the woman, 17 said essential, 54 said important but not essential, 28 said not important. So for women and men being married, they feel the same way for Americans. Now, it might change if you go out to people in Burma or India or China or Thailand or whatever, right? But in this country, though, the men and women, so about, if you combine this essential and important, it's about 70%. So 70% of the people say that marriage is essential. Like the other, about 30% say, I don't care. Being in a committed romantic relationship. So committed means you're not cheating, you're not doing it for fun only. You're serious about it, right? So 26% of the men said it's essential. 59 said important, but not essential. 14 said not important. Now there's a little difference. So a little bit more women are serious about committed romantic relationship, right? But if you combine these two, they're about the same. So in general, you can say that about the committed romantic relationship, men and women see the same way. Now, let's look at other life things. Having a job or career they enjoy. Men said, 57% of men said it is essential. Okay, 39% that important. Only very few said not important. So men pay a little more attention to their job career relatively to the woman. Now let's look at having a lot of money. Men are greedier, right? Man wants to make more money than woman. Woman, only 15% said it's not essential. I want money, but it's not essential, right? But if you combine here, it's about the same, right? Having children, look at it. So men, only 16% want kids. 22% of the woman wants kids, right? Men, majority of the men don't want to take the responsibility, right? Women do, okay? So same thing. Now this is it's a very famous scientific research paper, okay? So now we're talking about these, right? In life, some parents will give their kids to rich people, even if they're not sincere, even if the money that they got is dirty money, bloody money, they might do that, but none of your parents are like that. But importantly though, what I want to tell you is, do not pick someone. If you know that person is rich, there's no problem if you pick a rich partner. Right? In fact, it is good. You don't have to worry about your future, right? I would rather you pick a rich partner than a homeless partner, right? I hope nobody will pick a homeless guy. Oh, I fall in love with that homeless girl. I don't think you will do that, right? I would rather you pick a rich partner, right? But you know that rich partner, the money they got is dirty. Or their parents, let's say you never knew. You fell in love with a boy or a girl. You later found out that the parents are drug dealers. What should you do? But you really love that boy or that girl.
Wayne doesn't care.
It does matter, in fact, because your partner, whether that boy or girl, do you think they can get rid of their parents? No. And there are so many people in the world, right? You might think that, oh, that boy is the boy or that girl is the girl for me. There is no such thing, especially if you find out like that. So I want you to be very careful, okay? So that's about that dream. Now let's go to, oh, okay. So now, why am I talking about the, okay? Now, why is getting married important? Look at the income, household income of people in this country, okay? People who are married, they make about, this is all over the country, okay? I'm sure most of your parents will make more than this. If your parents are married, there's a good chance that they'll make more than 132,000 average. Widow, 42,000 only. Never married, 35,000. The divorced, 33,000. Separated, only 7,600. Why is money going lower and lower in divorced and separated? Okay, I will tell you very soon. Okay, Ted. Good. So very good. So yeah. So let me tell you a few things. Okay. The reason why people who are divorced or separated they are poor is a lot of the divorced or separated they gotta pay for childcare. Okay. So for example, let's say I divorce my wife. Okay. Now what I will have to pay is I'll have to pay for her. I'll have to pay for all my 3 kids. Right. And I'll have to go find another house. Right. So right now we all are sharing for my 3 kids, me and my wife, 5 of us. Right. And my mother-in-law in one house, one bed. But now I'll have to move to another house. I have to pay everything for myself, by myself. Not only that, I'll have to pay half of whatever my income to my wife. I'm gonna pay for each and every one of my kids. Now, do you think I'll have much money left? No, right? That's how American got poor. So that is clear-cut divorce and separated. But third question was, hey, I never married. I don't have to worry about paying for my wife or my husband. I don't have to worry about paying kids. Why? Well, number one, yeah, you're right. So you're gonna pay the rent by yourself. You're gonna pay for cars and food by yourself, but it's not that much. Why is that? So sometimes having family is a good strong force. Okay. In 90% of the time, people work harder for the family, right? For example, chances of that, if I don't have kids, chances of that I may not be teaching you here today. Why? Because I don't have kids and I don't have to worry about kids, and so, but having kids give me a force behind me. Oh, you know what? Let's say I don't want to go to work today. If I'm single, I'll call in sick. I call my boss, hey, I'm sick. I don't want to come today. I'm having a headache. Right? But if I have kids, gosh, if I don't go to work today, I will not get enough money for my kids to go to good school. You know what? I gotta go. Okay. Well, let me go find a second job so that my daughter can have a nicer clothes and brand name, shoes for my son. So that kind of motivation you get by having a family too. Okay, so but talking about that is a happy, successful family, right? If you're in a bad family, you're divorced or separated, that's horrible. So this is bad, right? But here, married me has to be happily married. Yes, Thomas.
If you were to divorce, how many kids of your three would you take? And which one would you take?
Well, unfortunately, because I never thought about divorcing, so I don't have answer. But
If you were
right,
to.
right. So the yeah. So basically, if that is not ever going to happen to me, okay, that should not happen to you either. All right. So the lesson here is that you're gonna think not only twice, you're gonna think probably 200 times before you marry anyone, because it could mess up your whole life. Okay.
Wait, so if Elon did divorce with his wife, what do you think he would do? Oh, yeah.
So the Jeff Bezos divorced with his wife, right? How much did he have to pay? We'll talk a little bit more later, okay? Let's, for the sake of time, I'll discuss more later. So let's look at the seventh drink. All right, Thomas, read, please.
A man was planting a row and putting the finished end on his feet. An old hungry vixen who was hiding under his bench was eating finished rope as fast as the man was planting it without.
So, okay. So plaiting a rope is making a rope. So long time ago, you can't buy rope, you gotta make ropes. Okay. So yeah. So you're gonna go get the thread and make ropes. While you are making the rope up on the top, a vixen is a female fox, is eating those ropes down there. What does it mean? Of course, we'll never finish. But what's the meaning of that? Look like they're cheating, right? So yeah, read that. Okay, Josh. Okay, so I want to change a little bit. So during the time of Buddha, did women walk? Did they carry a job? No. Even today in Asian country like Burma or India, they don't. A lot of women don't walk, right? They just take care of the house and the kids. Okay, so at that time, this is never thought of, right? A wife cheating on the husband, drinking, gambling, right? Now, these days, both your mom and dad work, both husband and wife work. This could be vice versa, meaning that it could be your husband, it could be your wife. Say, for example, you're working hard and your partner doesn't work, but your partner will be wasting that money, cheating on you and gambling. Now, even my parents' time, okay, my mom never carried a job. Yes, she has her own store, but she didn't work for someone else. My father did, okay? Because women are not expected to carry a job, okay? So women never smoked, never drink liquor, never go to gambling. But nowadays, do women smoke? Yes, a lot, right? Well, luckily not in this country anymore, especially in California. In 1970s, 60s, a lot of women smoked even in this country, but not anymore, right? Why? Because of the education, because of the lung cancer rate, because of the death. Okay, so now women drinking these days. Everyone's drinking these days, right? Especially even in Asia, like Korea, right? A lot of you guys like today Korean movies, and you will notice that a lot of Korean girls drink alcohol. Horrible, right? It is becoming like a culture, right? It used to be that even back home when I was young, even I, as a man, drink is bad, right? If I ever did. So, but today, even my friends are drinking Korean liquor, and they're posting on Facebook because it is a status. It is a trend. Is it good? No. Okay. So now the same thing. Imagine if you marry or if you fall in love with someone, that someone happened to be that kind of person, right? You're working hard, making a lot of money, but your spouse and your wife or husband wasting your money on gambling and drugs and alcohol and cheating on you. How would you feel? Shocked. Now you're divorced. What's the problem? You're stuck, right? For example, let's say I marry her and I'm a lazy dude. I don't do anything at home, right? She work hard, right? Whatever money she make, I take, go gamble, drink alcohol, right? Now she's angry at me and she say, I'm going to divorce you. I said, fine, go for it. Why? I still got 50% of the money she makes. And I will go to the court and I'll fight. You know what? I love these 3 kids. Josh, please give me these 3 kids. You know, that woman, she's never home. I am the one taking care of these 3 kids. So the judge will give me 3 kids. Now she'll have to pay me for those 3 kids too. So how much will be left for her money? Maybe 20%. That depends on how my lawyer can convince the judge. So there are a lot of people out there. So be careful if you fall in love with someone. Okay? Because your life could be screwed forever. Now, how long will she have to pay me? As long as I don't get married with another woman. So what do? I'll go cheat with someone, I'll go hang out with someone, but I will never officially marry ever again so that I get money from her. That's how the legal system in today. Okay? So you guys really need to be very careful because that's where you will fall into this category and you will never be rich, no matter how hard you work, no matter how smart you will be, no matter how much money your parents give you, you will fall into this category. So be very careful. Okay? Well, if you're as rich as Jeff Bezos, then that might be fine, but still you lose half of your wealth, right? Yeah. All right. So who's this guy? What's happening? What's happening right now? Now, I'm not just making this story up, right? If you look up today, just today, so what happened? How much is she asking? More than that. What was the accusation? That, oh, this dude abused me. He physically assaulted me, and how much is she asking? So, okay, whatever the story is, okay, I want you to take this lesson though, right? Remember, we talk about not controlling yourself with what story? Someone just slapped what? We talk about the Will Smith, right? So the famous people. Now, Will Smith is just, what is Will Smith doing, by the way? Where did he go? To where? What is Will Smith today? Come on, guys. At home? No. Someone tell me. Who knows? Anybody? What is Will Smith today? Anybody knows? Online? Where did he go? Oh my goodness, you guys are not following. He went to India. Will Smith is in India today. What is he doing? No, he is. No. No. He's in India. What is he doing? He is doing meditation. Good, right? So now that's what I want you to get. Now you guys follow all these celebrities, right? So for whatever reason. Now look at what they do. Celebrities are human like you and I. They make mistakes, but at a higher cost, right? If I make mistake, my cost may not be as bad. For Will Smith, the cost is too much. So what is he doing? He's not hiding, right? He wants to show the world and he wants to show his audience that he regrets what he did, right? He went to India, he is meditating, right? So that when he come back, if there is a lawsuit, he can tell the judge, look, I was wrong. I was so wrong that I wanted to find the peace. So I went to the east and I meditated. Maybe he is doing a great job, right? Maybe he is really seriously meditated. I hope so. Or at least the image is, right? Very good, right? He is not going to Las Vegas and gambling or drinking. It would be bad. Instead, he said, hey, look, I did something horribly wrong. I slapped someone on stage. Now I go to India. I meditate. I try to control my temper, right? So let's see what Johnny Depp is going to do. Now, if you really look it up, you will notice that he is so upset because she is asking money after money after money. If you add it up today, how much do you think she is asking now? A lot of money. And she initially said that I am going to donate that money to charity, and she didn't. Okay.
Okay, so basically, what's going on in court is that Amber's lawyers are so stupid, okay? And Johnny's just having the time of his life.
Okay, so so you guys read it up. I want the lesson I want to give you is whatever Buddha said 2,600 years ago happened today, and you will never know. You might fall into that category. Now, of course, I'm going a little extreme giving you these celebrities, but don't think it happens only to celebrities, right? Are you angry too? Very often, right? Could you become a Will Smith, slapping someone or hitting someone at school? There is a good chance that it could happen, right? The same thing, could you become a Johnny Depp? Well, you could be a victim, right? So when you read news, right, don't only read the news and chit chat, take a lesson, okay? So this is a famous news happening today. It is ongoing since 2016, but still happening today, okay? All right, so now some people, okay, you might fall in love with someone. Some people just addicted to certain bad things. Some people genetically, they want to drink. Some people genetically, they want to lie. Some people genetically, they want to do gambling. Now, what if you fall in love with that person? Let's say you're dating someone. Now that someone always take you to Las Vegas, okay? Put you into a nice hotel, you're happy. But what you notice is that he or she cannot quit gambling. What do? You better run, right? No matter how rich that person is, because chances that that person is going to be broke sooner or later, right? So these are the statistics on American people. So most of the female, they want to do online bingo, which might not be a big bad thing, right? But bet in sports, online sports. Now look at the male. How many of you are thinking about following sports and kind of want to do bet? Say it again, sport betting? Okay, Ted, William, we explain to William, Kevin.
Or you pick a team, you put money on it. If you win, you get other people's money.
Okay, so it's not that simple. A lot of people bet on those sports and they become broke. Okay, in fact, I have a close friend just like that. Okay, she is very educated, very smart. Okay, now she got married with a guy, handsome guy, right? Seems to be very nice. But one thing she didn't know, the guy was addicted to sport betting. Every penny he makes, he will bet on sports. American football here in this country. And there are times that he makes money, but a lot of times he does not make money. There are times that she lost her house. Okay. Now she needs to live with her parents. Imagine you're grown up. She's older than me. Now she needs to go back to her parents' house because her husband is addicted to sports betting. So you need to be very careful because that's what's happened today. So yes, fall in love, someone's great, but that someone you fall in love is addicted to this, then you could be in big trouble. Okay, so this is the statistics on Americans. So there's always fight about what? Heart or your brain or your money? What do you say? Both? Heart? Money? What do you think? Well, let's imagine you're not old enough, you're right, but your brain is old enough because we're discussing. All right, Marina, read that loud. Yes. What does it mean by that? So basically, there's no such thing as, I'm going to follow my heart only, you'll be in big trouble. I'm going to follow my money only, you'll be in big trouble too. So you're gonna think about money. Without money, can you just go, okay, I'm going to fall in love with that girl, we both are going to be homeless? Will that be good? Maybe for 2 days. After that, you'll be in trouble, right? So you need to think about money in your head, but keep your heart too. So in Buddhism, okay, we always talk about yoni manasikara, right? We talk about yoni manasikara. What's the meaning?
Good or bad?
Sarah, what is yoni manasikara? Okay. Good. So right perception at right time, okay? In the right place for the right person, right? So yes, there may be time that you put your heart first. There may be time that you put your brain first. But when you actually make a decision, you're gonna be balanced. Okay, you can use just only your heart. You can use just only your brain, right? If you marry someone just because the guy is rich, should you do that? No, that's not good either. But just because you love someone, that guy is homeless, but your heart really beats very fast whenever you look at that guy. Should you marry that guy too? No, right? So you need to have both, right? So that's lesson we got from all these number 5 to number 8 dreams that we discussed. So number 7, I mean. So we're going to go to number 8. Do you have any questions so far? But number 8 is a little different. So the 5, 6, 7s are very similar, right? So we're going to talk about number 8 dreams. All right. Josh, read that, please.
People wasted water.
Okay. So that's a dream. That's also a weird dream, right? So there is a big, gigantic pot. Okay. People will carry water and that pot is already full. People keep on pouring into it. And there are so many other small, tiny pots lying around, and those are empty, and people do not pour into those little pots around in here, but they just pour here. What does it mean? People wasting water? Good. So people are fulfilling the other people of high power, not the lower one. Okay, let's read what the meaning is. Thomas, read that. Elite. Mhm. Okay, so the meaning is that the big pot is what? Represent what? The people, whether that be the king or the generals or the government or the president, but they are greedy president, not just. They're unjust and greedy. They'll make the citizen come for their pot, not the others. So they have to actually, they may not have enough money, food, water at home, but they still need to pour for the ruler, right? So that's what it means. So what does it mean here? What does Uncle Sam say? I want your money. I want your money. For what? I want your money. Pay me the tax. How much tax are your parents paying? Do you guys know? Or you at this point you probably don't bother. Your parents pay, some of your parents are paying about 50% of their income. Okay, so every $100 they make, they're paying about almost $50, right? Some parents may not pay as much, some parents are paying that much, okay? But luckily in this country, it's okay because your tax dollars go back to the community for better roads, right? Better school, right? But in other countries, they still pay the tax, but it goes to the generals, right? For example, like in Burma, right? So all these businesses are owned by all these military hunters, right? Yeah, the jade, all these sports, ruby is very famous. And all these industries are owned by the generals. So whatever taxpayer money or whatever the country makes. So for example, jade comes from the country, it belongs to the country, not the general. But people over there are very poor. Burma has the most precious rubies. Burmese rubies are very famous. The jade is very famous. We used to have deeds, but not anymore. Now these is supposed to go to the country and the citizen. But where do they go to today? The general, right? So these bad military people, right? So that's what Buddha said 2,600 years ago, even though these guys are already filthy rich. Whatever money coming out, still feeling that. So people who are very poor, they're working hard for who? For those generals, right? So fortunately, we're lucky in this country. You don't have to worry too much about it. Even though you pay tax, Uncle Sam will pay back somewhat to you, right? For the community, not in Burma. So what is this? What do you think that is? Lights where? Huh? Turn off the light.
That's a crane.
So, yeah. So even though Burma has a lot of jades, all the big jades are going to those generals and the Chinese. So the poor Burmese people, nighttime, they go to those places where those Chinese use the heavy machinery and they dump all the lower quality rocks, and they go dig those places, hoping that they'll find some jade. And a lot of people die because these soil are not farmed, that's landscape, they got buried alive. Hundreds and hundreds of people died. Yes. Yeah. So there's a jade mine. This is not really a mine. This is a jade. The jade miner, the Chinese mine with the big machines, and they throw away. They throw away with the cranes here. Okay. So the nighttime, these poor Burmese people have to go use their phone or lamps and find the jade. And a lot of landslide happen and people buried alive very often. Okay, so there's a very good commentary about the jade and the generals about Burma. Okay, well, unfortunately, rubies are gone now. So the rubies are actually more precious and more expensive. Rubies are gone. So, but we still have plenty of jade that the Chinese are taking away, right? So that's the fourth dream, which is a little the eighth dream, which is a little bit different than the 5, 6, and the 7. Okay, but it has happened. Now, the whole reason why we learn about the dreams of the King Kosala is it has happened today. Now, there are some dreams happen in another country and not here yet, but it will happen, maybe in your time or maybe in your kids' time. Knowing this, what can you do? You can prepare. You can take lessons. You can change. Right, Buddha is not here, but his teachings stay here. So, all right, because we're running out of time, I was going to also discuss about the life application of the dream, but due to time, I'm going to stop here tonight.